People. Que pasa, sa pase, what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. Now it seems as if mothers of gangsters are always the last to know, or it seems as if they live in the state of denial. Because whenever anything happens to their child, they always seem to pick up or take up for them. They are always innocent when indeed they are guilty as sin. We saw a couple of days ago in a place called RN3D, a youth lost his life known as Jaja, a next one known as TJ, both from Arnett Gardens. 2 days after a next youth escort lost his life, it is said that was some sort of reprisal for Jaja and TJ getting conned up. We saw both mothers came out. One swore her son is innocent, he is a saint, meaning Esco. Validated or verified, yes he is. Based on the allegations or accusations, it is said that Esco's family, B0DY, put out a hit pan Jaja, and then Jaja's cousin put back out a hit pan Esco for taking away Jaja and that next person. Revolving door of if them can't catch Quaco, them catch him shot. Our next mother is coming out and she is saying how innocent her son is. Yes, him have bad company. Yes, if anybody say anything to him, he will jump up and defend himself. But he's a good, quiet youth. Him not do nobody nothing. There is a whole bunch of allegations and accusations that are saying that yes, he is involved. Now, this is a story. On the 24th of June 2023, a couple of weeks ago, 2 persons went missing. A man known as Justice Graham and a lady known as Shanique Salmon. Shanique is the boyfriend or the girlfriend of Justice. Both of them went missing. It is Justice's mother that is speaking. She said that she has no sorts of doubts if her son is D-E-A-D, and she even gave some possible ways in which he might have lost his life. She wanna know if them fling big stone on him head, if them juke him up, or if them CHOP him up. She is saying it is unusual that she did not hear back from him because he is a person always calls her and tells her where he is. She even said, "This is going to be my second son that went missing or lose his life." So therefore she has lost 2 children back to back. And she is saying, listen, this boy, me nah say him a any sort of saints. However, he is not the worstest of the worstest of them. Yes, him get trouble. Yes, him have some friend. And yes, them friend they involved. And yes, him and some people in a whole bunch of stuff. And yes, if you trouble him a go defend himself to the DEATH. And yes, some people in the community don't like him and them want to take him away. And yes, the Popo, the JCF have him on some sorts of wanted list for all sorts of incidents that call up in the community. It seems as if whenever anything bad goes down, he is one of the names that is called. So therefore, not only is he wanted by the opposition in the community, he is also wanted by the Popo. Everywhere him turn, he is wanted. Him have to leave which part him come from, the community that he comes from, and he just goes in and goes out. Him can't stay there because people want to take him away. As a matter of fact, his mother even gave an example of an incident that took place in about September of 2022, in which this man was at his gate. Him just do some sorts of work. When some people roll up on him have to take for himself. Them can him up. He got at least 4 can up in him foot and him hand. It is said that after them chase him down and him fall, them go over him and bust at least 20 something can. However, she said that he was very lucky. He managed to live and then him take for himself. So pretty much this mother is pronouncing her son D-E-A-D. However, she is saying at least if she can get back the body, forgive him some sort of final send-off, so he can go out like a man instead of an animal. She don't know which part him there. She knows without a shadow of a doubt that he is D-E-A-D. Don't know by which way. So it seems at least she is rational. At least she's in denial. However, she has said, listen, me know say my son did bad. Me know say him mix up. However, he is not involved in all of the accusations that the people in the community say, that the poor say. Yes, he might have done some stuff, but he did not do as much stuff as the people say. Pretty much them are over sensationalized, or they are exaggerating the deeds that he has done so far. Truth and the fact is that based on the history of Jamaica, whenever people missing, unless are some sorts of young girl, them gonna go take H-O-O-D. Whenever some sorts of adult is missing, more than likely they are D-E-A-D. Some sorts of insurance purposes, or they're just trying to avoid their significant other. Pretty much them take for themselves. Now people, as sad as it sounds, this mother should be rejoicing, because maybe her son losing his life is like a blessing in disguise. We can assume that he is the reason that his girlfriend lost her life. Like them say, if them can't catch Quaco, them a go catch him shot. So therefore, because she was an acquaintance, because she was with him, assuming at the time when them get missing and get taken out, they were not going to leave any sorts of evidence or any sorts of witness. Anybody that can come back and haunt them, they were going to do a total wipeout. And the way that these people want this man bad, them try to find him one time and them miss. Obviously, they decided they were going to take him out, eliminate him, make him get missing totally. So this mother should know that these persons were going to run out of patience sooner or later. And if them couldn't catch him, they might have turned on her. So therefore, while she's in mourning, she best believe that it is better that him gone, because obviously he was a non-progressive element. He was a menace to society. He was taken to a place where he actually deserves to be. That is the afterlife. Further on in the news, it is called, you can take a pig out of the sty, you can wash him off, you can shower him off, you can put him in a Versace, shoes, socks, blouse, everything. Spray all sorts of Versace cologne upon him. However, he is still going to act like a pig. He will still jump back into the pigsty. Sooner or later, it is in his natural instinct. I am speaking about a video that is making its round all over social media. Based on the information, there's a man 40-something-year-old. His son had some sorts of graduation. He was receiving some sorts of prize for being one of the brightest students at the school. The father, an older man, 40-something-year-old, and the mother, a younger girl, look like she's about 20 old leap. They were both at this place a time of celebration. However, it seems as if because the house is so dysfunctional, they could not behave themselves for a couple of hours. Even when their son was getting some sorts of prize for being an honest student, a bright little boy. It is said that apparently this little boy pick up the award. When he pick up the award, the mother had the award, the father wanted to see it. She refused to show him it. Some sort of verbal altercation happened. And then all we saw is the man fling all sorts of foot, all sorts of Mike Tyson upon the lady, and persons were trying to stop him. Persons were trying to block him. Based on the information from the Popo, it is said that that man was arrested. He was taken to the station and he was given station bail with some sorts of surety. Now people, let me ask you a question. How is it that your son is at his graduation getting some sorts of prize? It is reason for celebration. However, these two wild animals and people, I am not going to blame the girl that much. But me just say, couldn't they have waited till them go home? If them have to act like some sorts of wild animal, do it in the presence of their own home, in the privacy. Sorry. But them couldn't wait, them couldn't help themselves. So people, just imagine, even throughout this all dysfunctionality in this family, this child happens to get some award for being bright. Do not blight this little youth future because of your ignorance and darkness and your inability to reason and coexist like two decent human beings. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, it seems as if the Tarzan and Jane justice crew, they are out and they are about. And they are rendering justice on those people that they deem to be guilty. People that is causing all sorts of problem, call them a menace to society. I am speaking about an incident that occurred at the border of Manchester and Clarendon, wherein a 35-year-old suspect is named Rohan Barrett. They found his head. Now, after the Popo picked up the head in that bag, they launched an investigation because they were curious as to where the rest of the B0DY is at. What could have happened? What is the story behind all of this? Well, people, it seems as if the puzzle is coming together very nicely. Because a couple of hours later, the rest of the B0DY was found in some sorts of bush. Now, people, I am not any sort of forensic scientist. This is preliminary. However, they found a body in the bushes. I am not going to say across the street, but close enough. That body was seen in a black t-shirt, a blue brief or boxers draw down to the knee, and then a pair of jeans draw down below the boxers or brief. Just based on what I am seeing, it seems as if the genitals are missing. That means somebody take off the HOOD and the pair of balls that is attached closely. So therefore, everything got detached. Now people, this might seem more than coincidental, because if you find a head and then you find a body without a head, you do not have to be any sort of perimason or any sort of scientist to know, say, listen, maybe that head belongs to that body or that body belongs to that head, whichever way you want to put it. Here is the criminal history as it pertains to Mr. Barrett. It is said that him jump over somebody's fence. Him also ASSAULTED that person at common law, and also broken at the people in place. He is known for breaking and entering into people's premises literally and figuratively. The last incident was in February of 2023. The people might look for him, meaning the community, and even worse, He is wanted, most wanted by the community, by the poor. Him take for himself, him run go a one country or next country, him run go a Kingston, and then him come back. When he went to a next country place, him do the same thing. Him broke in a people's house, him jump over people fence, him clot up everybody. When him get hot, him run away, him gone a Kingston. Same thing, it is a revolving door of FUCKRY. Him get hot everywhere that he goes, and then him come back in a Manchester one more again. It is said that he was in hiding. People here say him there back in the place, and the people them want him oh so badly. Him asleep under all sorts of mango tree, and then there was no sorts of sighting until at the border of Manchester and Clarendon, by some sorts of food and fruit stall, they found some sorts of body in a some sorts of head, in a some sorts of brown, the paper type, the cloth type, scandal bag. When the people them roll up at about 6 a.m. in the morning and open the bag, to their surprise, all them see is a face, the face of Mr. Barrett. Looking back at them, this is based on the account of one of those vendors. His name is Mr. Hayward McLean. Him say that the boy the thief like puss. Him thief from this one, that one. He, she and the old lady, country and town. Him covered all like birds of paint, the criminal type. So therefore, apparently, one of those victims are the people them just get tired of him and decide, listen, we are going to put a stop to this. Heads are going to roll, literally. Well, it did not roll, but you get the point. Moral of the story is this. If you keep trouble people, wherever you get, when you trouble people, you have nobody else to blame except yourself. It is called justice of the Tarzan and James type. Whichever way we can get or eliminate these menaces to society, it is always good. Point blank and period. Thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.